So great to be back on Soccer Bites and Narrowbit Television. My name is George SCM, and you can already notice I'm excited, and that's because the 2017-2018 European Football League season is just a few hours away. That's right, the Premier League takes center stage with the curtain raiser or the curtain opener tonight. Arsenal are up against Leicester City, and Arsenal still smarting from their Community Shield victory over Chelsea. Will that be the driving force tonight? Let's welcome the pundit, Segun Agbede, who I'm sure is equally excited about the new season.
Yeah, I am. You're saying Arsenal still smarting. I think it's Chelsea that's still smarting from the defeat.
Okay.
Arsenal, yeah. I tell you what, George. Arsenal for me have carried on from where they left off last season. If I'd gone to Naira bets and bets, on the FA Cup final, I've lost money because I would have bet Chelsea would have won.
Won it.
But the way and manner Arsenal beat Chelsea and the way and manner they went about it again last Sunday, it seems to me that we're looking at a new Arsenal. We're looking at an Arsenal that, who knows, maybe they're not qualifying for the Champions League. Is a reality call, a reality check, a wake up call for them. So I think there's something more aggressive about the Arsenal. We'll see tonight. What they put out against a very tough, determined Leicester side who have gone back to basics.
You just mentioned that Arsenal will be playing the Europa League, and would we say the lack of Champions League action is what saw Chelsea win the league last season?
Well, no, it would be unfair on Chelsea to say that's the only reason they won. No, they won because in Conte they had a very good manager. Chelsea had a manager who got all his players on the same page except for maybe Costa. At the end of the day, but Costa for me was invaluable, and I want it on record that I feel that Antonio Conte didn't treat him properly. You have every right to want a player or not to want a player, but there's a way and manner you can handle the situation. I don't think Conte handled it properly. I think he might still come back to bite him in the posterior. But yes, I do agree to that. The lack of Champions League football assisted them because Chelsea only used about 13, 14, maximum of 15 players throughout that as a regular surrounding first team. And right now they still have a small squad, maybe about 70 players. So a lot of players they've sold, a lot of players going on loan. So they need the players, and he assisted just like Leicester the year before. It's difficult to fight on 2 or 3 fronts, as Manchester United showed. So yeah, that affected Chelsea. But for Arsenal, tonight's game will be indicative of where they're going because Arsenal's record on the opening day isn't too clever. Basically, they've only won one in the last 7 opening games,
and about 3 in the last 10.
3 in the last 10. So it's tough for them.
So what are you going for? Before we go to your predictions, let's look at Leicester City as well. They've acquired Kelechi Iheanacho, which seems to be one of the marquee signings of the season, and he's joining up with the likes of Wilfred Ndidi and Ahmed Musa, whom we're not sure would even stay past August 31st. So look at Leicester this season. Are they ready for the season?
Well, I think they are. I think what Craig Shakespeare has done, he has taken them back to basics. Unfortunately for Ranieri, the formula gave him Premier League glory. He couldn't resist going back, to a target. A leopard doesn't change his spot to start tinkering again. He wanted to play more expansive football. They weren't as honest as they used to be. The Leicester of the year they won the season worked harder than any other team. It wasn't locked. They outran other teams. They out-defended, and then they gave up possession of the ball. But Leicester under Ranieri in the second season tried to play more of a passing game, try to possess the ball. They don't need the ball. What they need is it the opposite third where they can put it in the net. So I think Craig Shakespeare went back to basics and he kept them. They finished in a very respectable position. So I think they'll present Arsenal with a tougher position. I watched an interview with Christian Fuchs on CNN or something where he said he's only trained a couple of times in Hanacho, where he's impressed by his position, by his ball sense, and he's obviously a very skillful player. So I'm looking forward to seeing Hanacho and Ndidi play, and I think Ahmed Musa is going to leave. I heard CSK Moscow are asking for him to come back, or Hull City might drop it, but it's not working for Ahmed Musa in Leicester. I'd rather he goes somewhere he's
it's
playing
not
well.
working clearly, and we'll keep our tabs on that and see if and when he eventually leaves. But back to Iheanacho, what didn't go well for him at City that you think will go well for him at Leicester City?
Opportunities to play. I think the moment that Pep Guardiola signed Gabriel Jesus, I think that was the death knell of
Iheanacho.
Iheanacho's career, because the truth of the matter, you can only have. I mean, okay, not only Jesus
Now,
was signed as
why
well.
did he sign Gabriel Jesus?
Well, that's it. That's a very good question, because he already had a precociously talented a youngster in the team. You
That's
know,
right.
so but unfortunately for Iheanacho, he went to Cameroon, and he was always since Iheanacho basically came through the ranks. I think they got him for nothing because he joined the academy or something
Yeah,
like that.
academy and then
So he came through the ranks. But Jesus, they paid about 25 to 28 million pounds. Some good money anyway. So and then Jesus now hit the ground running. The irony of it is Iheanacho still has the best minutes to goals
goal
ratio,
ratio.
in the Premiership. You even higher than Sergio Aguero, and then they have Sane, they have other attacking Sterling. So I'm happy for Iheanacho. I think he's done what I always wanted him to do: play in a lesser team. Where for Iheanacho, I think at times, especially if you're a young player, it's better for you to be a big fish in a small pond
That's right.
than to be a small fish in a big pond where you can get lost.
So how would we see Leicester's, especially the attacking formation right now?
Very good.
They're still unsure of Mahrez though, if he's going to stay. But
Mahrez was. And to be honest with you, Mahrez is a decent player. He had a relatively off season last year.
That's right.
He wasn't.
So what do you expect from Shakespeare now? Having Iheanacho, having Mahrez. What do you expect to see?
I think Mahrez will play where he always plays. On the right side, cutting
Right
in
side.
on that is very good left foot. I think Iheanacho will play behind Vardy. And for me, this is what's going. Was the Super Eagles were not really sure where to play, so I would like to see where he played, what his starting position tonight.
I mean, in the under-17, he was always playing behind.
As a support striker,
Yeah,
which
so-
is not, because there's no point. I mean, we all remember the game against South Africa where everybody had a bad game, everybody
Well,
bad
not
not.
just him.
So that's not a game to judge anybody on. But he was lost, as a point man. So I think if using his football intelligence and everything, he might actually be able to set up quite a few goals for Vardy going forward. And as I said, watching him tonight, assuming he starts, which I'm sure he will. You don't buy a player for 25 million pounds and leave him on the bench just if you're a Leicester. You will see. We'll see what he's made of.
All right, so let's get to your prediction then.
In spite of Arsenal's less than brilliant opening day sequence, I think the new Arsenal, with the new 3-5-2 system, with the new renewed belief, Wenger getting a 2-year contract, and the fans, you know, just adopting a wait and see attitude. They're not going to start booing their team from beginning. It's like, okay, it's got 2 years, that's done and dusted.
Yeah.
They've got some new players. I particularly like the young lad that's coming from Germany, Kalesnik or something. I think Lacazette is going to score. I think he will do. I've always liked Giroud. Giroud is a much maligned player.
And you believe in Lacazette, yeah?
Well, I won't say I believe in him, but I've seen enough of him to believe that he will score. And he looked lively against Chelsea as well. So, as I said, there's nothing like match. No matter how many friendlies you play, the deep score in the friendlies, it's all about game time. So it's crunch time tonight. I think Arsenal has just about enough, because where I think Leicester is weak is the central defense. Huth and the captain Morgan are 2 years on from their wonderful EPL Premier League victory. So, and I don't think they've strengthened particularly well in that area. So I think Arsenal should have just enough to take care of Leicester, but it's going to be a tough match anyway.
All right, win or draw for you?
I'm looking at a narrow Arsenal win.
A narrow Arsenal win. All right, that's it. Well, that game comes up tonight and at the Emirates. We're looking forward to that. Tomorrow is Watford versus Liverpool, Chelsea, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Huddersfield Town, newly promoted, Everton taking on Stoke City. We have Southampton up against Swansea, West Brom versus West Brom versus Bournemouth, Brighton and Hove, another newly promoted side, up against Manchester City. And then we see another newly promoted side, Newcastle United, impressive last season in a championship with Rafa Benitez. They're back up. They take on Tottenham Hotspur, while Manchester United are up against West Ham United. Just have a go at one or two of these games. Let's see.
All right. I think Watford versus Liverpool.
Yeah.
I love Liverpool has something that I've always loved in any football team. They've got oodles of pace. Salah has hit the ground running, started scoring in preseason. Mane is Sadio Mane, and the fact that you can have both of them on your opposing flanks. I think right now, I was reading that the holding group of Liverpool, the owners of Liverpool, the Americans, the F&G group or something, have said they're not going to release Coutinho at any price.
That because that seems to be the talking point
Yeah,
now.
at any price. So I do believe that they'll probably get you to stay one more season. I think right now Barcelona might be walking around you with bag loads of cash and nobody to spend it on. But I don't. Coutinho wants to go. That's so the Scotland has it, but he doesn't want to ask for a try, put in a transfer request, and he's a good boy.
How many bids turned down now?
I think right now this is on the second bid.
On the second bid.
Yeah, and Liverpool have said no matter, but money talks, and that's soft work. So
we hear Barcelona might launch another bid with
it's
about
possible.
130 million.
It's possible. They have 220 million. Okay, let's say roughly 200 million pounds. Money holding their pocket. And I know Dortmund and wants to collect a sizable chunk of that money as well. But for the game, I have a lot of time for Watford's coach, Marcus Silva. Yeah, he did a good job with Hull, even though they went down, but they played, they played the game as it should be played. Gave United a lot of trouble when they were going through to winning their EFL Cup. I think actually they actually beat United one of the ties anyway. So I'm looking at that game. If I was going to, I'd sit on the fence and say I'm looking at a draw there.
All right, draw. Watford, Liverpool. You like to? What about Chelsea, Burnley?
Chelsea, Burnley.
With
Chelsea, but funny enough, all is not well in Chelsea.
Well, because of Morata's miss.
No. Anybody can miss a penalty. Coutinho, I mean, Courtois. I heard the ball is still traveling somewhere. No, anybody can miss. The best players miss penalty. Messi, Roberto Baggio, the best players miss penalties. Yeah, I think one of the few players that I can't remember is Alan Shearer. He never missed. No, the best players miss penalties. There's something going on in the background that we're not. First things first. In Yoruba, there's something called alfalfa. In English, that means when you take your hand, do yourself.
Yeah.
Conte's handling of Costa. That's a text. You can sideline him. You can do it diplomatically. Then bring in another striker and make him know that guy.
Yeah.
You're not going to. For me, that creates dissension. And Chelsea's dressing is a very delicate place. And then that uncalled for comment from Conte, and very unwise, so to speak, that I hope we don't have a Mourinho-like season. What's that about? And at the end of the if it's not careful,
that wasn't professional.
It wasn't professional. At the end of the day, maybe what you're actually calling it upon yourself now, for whatever reason, I'm happy. United is a beneficiary. They sold Matic. Good business for Chelsea, no matter any way you look at it.
Yeah.
£40 million for a 29-year-old is good business any way you look at it. But Bakayoko at 22 is unproven in the Premier League and he's carrying an injury anyway, so it's unlikely to start off. So they're not. Conte is not a happy man right now.
I hope they don't have a Mourinho-like season.
Well, I hope they do actually.
It seems like he's already inviting that.
Exactly. Since he's the one that he pronounced it on himself. You didn't need to do that. Or you would have said, you know what, we won the league at 10, and then second time we went to. I want to maintain our stand. That's all. So I think it's not going to be easy.
Let's hope Chelsea learned from Leicester, and well, I hope they don't have the Mourinho-like season like you said.
Well, funny enough, Ranieri-like second season because they're fighting on. Forget about the domestic cups. They're fighting in the Champions, and they will be expected to at least, depending on their group, to at least to get it to knockout. That's its minimum expectancy. So let's wait and see.
All right, so let's wait and see. They take on Burnley.
I think Burnley's a good side. Burnley's a good side. Very, very tough. I remember last year they could only beat them narrowly, if memory serves me right. In fact, it was a draw away from home. Burnley really gave them a fight, but I think they'll have enough. Because I think Morata, for me, I think Morata is a good buy.
Okay.
I think Morata is a good buy. I liked what I saw of him in the Community Shield, even though he missed a pen, but he came on. There's time could have scored with a header. I think if he can start scoring early in the Chelsea career, I think it'll be additional. Batshuayi is a weird one. £30 million plus. He still doesn't seem to have the confidence of his winning. And then, as I said, there's the elephant in the room. That's
and there's Rodiger who also came from Roma for 30 million.
Rodiger, I saw him play in the company, and according to he's prone to one mistake here or
Yeah,
there. But Chelsea, they still have Victor Moses back, but he's suspended though. Pedro is suspended, so that's two integral parts of them. But you've got the likes of Willian, you've got Fabregas. It's going to be interesting, and you've got the N'Golo Kante, the Kante twins, because I still insist that Kante has a twin brother. One plays the first half, the other plays the second. But that guy runs for 90 minutes plus, so they're still basically they're still a very solid side.
All right, so tipping them to win this one.
Yes, I'm tipping Chelsea.
Okay, with 130 million pounds spent so far, everyone's hoping, Chelsea fans will be hoping they nick 3 points against Burnley. And a host of other games. Let's take a look at those fixtures once again. It's Watford, Liverpool, Chelsea, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Huddersfield Town, Southampton, Swansea, West Brom, and Bournemouth, Brighton and Hove. City are playing at home against newly promoted side Pep Guardiola. Well, the owners have been quoted as saying Pep Guardiola has to win something this season.
Well,
and his move to like clear up the back line, and so is that a good move? Do you think that he'll hit the ground running?
Well, you see, Pep Guardiola, like PSG, he's condemned to win. To be honest with you, he's condemned to win the Premier League this year. A lot of people fell over themselves. Sorry,
he doesn't.
He outspent everybody last year. He spent almost 180 million pounds. Now he spent about 200 million pounds, thereabouts, if not more. And probably proposes. So at the end of the day, there's a limit. So last year you outspent everybody in the transfer market, and you didn't win anything.
Nothing.
All you did was you finished third, which at the end of the day is not a trophy.
That's right.
You finished with it. This year you spent you spent so much money. This is your team. I mean, you had already brought in your own players.
Mm-hmm.
You knew you were going to be coach from January of the year before. So so this year, in short, is in no more excuses. No more. Okay. He has to win something. This year.
I mean, the game against Brighton would be a decider. Make us see if really City are ready for the season.
Well, Chris Hughton.
What are your predictions?
I've played the lazy part with and say I can't see beyond City. But Chris Hughton is a decent side. Unfortunately for him, he kind of let the championship slip and let Newcastle back in to win it last time. But they play good football. In fact, all three teams coming up from the Premier. Although I remember the Huddersfield, Reading playoff final was dreadful.
It was dreadful.
But on that day, neither team deserved to. But I guess it was the tension, getting, right. So they just ended up on penalties. But Brighton played good football for the majority of last season. So they'll give City. They're not going to lie down and fall over and die for them. But I think City will have enough firepower with the likes of Aguero, Jesus, rejuvenated what's his name, Raheem Sterling, who was banging the goals, in pre-season. And De Bruyne, a player I have a lot of time for. I like him a lot.
They still have a decent attack line.
They have a wonderful attack line. The problem really is in defense. Otamendi is a headbanger. I mean, he can lose anytime. He's physically sound, but his decision making can. Then the flank, Kyle Walker is overpriced at £50 million, but a very good player. But I must admit, I like City's philosophy to purchase him this year. They want a player, they went for it. Unlike their City rivals who are busy pinching pennies and quickly over $1 million here, $2 million.
Okay. Before we wrap up with United, City. Brighton.
I'm looking at this. I can't see beyond City.
Okay, so we wrap up with United now. They take on West Ham United.
West Ham United, and I think that's going to be a tough game actually. I'm worried. I'm a United fan. Everybody knows, but I worry about United.
It's at Old Trafford.
It's at Old Trafford. It doesn't matter. For me, I watched the game against Real Madrid. Yes, second half United came back. But why did United come? Because they brought on Fellaini and then Mourinho went through to one. You spend God knows how much, 150 billion or something on players, and you're going with one. That's your fallback plan.
You sound like you don't trust Lukaku.
I trust Lukaku. He didn't get the ball. I think Lukaku will score. I think Lukaku's goal against Real Madrid for me broke, because I was one of his biggest critics last year.
Okay.
He's a flat track bully. He only does it against the smaller teams. And ironically, that's what United did this season. They need a player that will score against the smaller teams, because United could beat the smaller teams last year. So if Lukaku can be guaranteed and other people, but my problem now is that you buy Lukaku. If he doesn't get, what happens when you don't give him the ball? In the second half, against the game against Real Madrid, when United had the momentum and they were pressing United, they were pressing Real Madrid. You had about 5-6 footers on the pitch. You had what's his name, Pogba. You had Fellaini. You had Lukaku himself. You had Matic. You had Small. All of them pressing up to join the attack when Madrid were. Then you had the likes of Rashford and Valencia crossing the ball to no effect whatsoever. Manchester
So
United.
if Lukaku can't get the ball, then the goals can come.
Then you have Mkhitaryan. You know, so it's a, whenever United starts with Jesse Lingard in goal, I get upset. You know, I feel like throwing something at my TV.
That's Monday Night Football. What are you expecting?
No, Sunday.
Sunday, actually. What are you expecting to see?
Okay, let's quickly do West Ham. West Ham have strengthened. Chicharito, £30 million is still. They've got Joe Hart in goal, huge experience. They've got Arnautovic from Stoke,
That's
very,
right.
very good player. So I think West Ham are bought wisely, and I think they'll traditionally give United a tough time anyway. So I think it's going to be a very, very close game. I hope United win, but it's going to be close. These are the kind of games that messed United up last season. So Jose Mourinho is condemned to win the game.
Okay, so it's left for you out there, though. Just visit www.naraba.com and put your money where your mouth is. And maybe you take heat from Shegun Agbede's predictions. I personally think that United and West Ham, it's going to be a tough call. By the way, no more Monday night games, now Friday nights. Or maybe we'll be seeing that later on.
I'm sure we'll be seeing. I'm sure we'll be seeing.
But this is the first time we're having Friday night games.
First time, but there'll definitely be Monday night because of Europa, like
Europe.
Europa teams like
team.
like Arsenal. I love saying that. It has a lovely Europa bounty for you Arsenal fans out there.
Arsenal is winning the league this season.
Yeah.
They're winning
Fantasy
the league this
League.
season.
Fantasy League.
Well, we'll see about that. But it all starts tonight. Arsenal versus Leicester City. We'll see you on the other side.